Good morning, guys. Well, today is September 11th, 2013. 12 years ago, we experienced the most horrific day of my life. I'm sure all of our lives have been um, changed that day. Our security, we don't feel safe anymore since that day when the Twin Towers fell. Um, well, this video is basically to see, well, where were you on September 11th? I'll tell you where I was. September 2001, I was about 5 months pregnant. My stomach was really, really big. And I was actually going to court with my ex, family court. And I wasn't speaking to him at the time. Like, him and I were really fighting. And I remember it was such a beautiful, beautiful day. And we were right across the river before I got there, I was on the train going downtown Brooklyn, which is right across the river from the World Trade Center, like from the whole city. And I remember that we had to get off. Well, I was getting off anyway, but they made my stop the last stop. And the next stop was World Trade Center. So I remember them making a loudspeaker announcement saying that this will be the last stop. This train will not be going to the World Trade Center. So everybody was like, oh, everybody's so pissed and, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I remember getting out of the train and I remember this guy on his phone and he's like, I'm serious. The 747 flew into the Trade Center. And for just a second, I just thought he was joking. So I had to tap him on the shoulder. I said, are you joking? He's like, ma'am, look up. And I look up and there is black smoke all over. And I'm like, what the hell? I mean, are you serious? And I remember running into the courthouse. And I remember calling up my aunt and she was watching Regis and Kelly. And she was crying. I'm like, what is the matter? And she's like, oh my God, 15 floors were knocked down. Everybody was getting like different messages, different things, different stories. She's like, a plane went into the World Trade Center and now 15 stories. And I was horrified. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? So I was just shaking. I didn't feel good. I started getting nauseous. I go into the courtroom and my ex is there and we're sitting. And I remember the court officer came out and said, we're dismissing court today. We were like, why? What's going on? She's like, we believe that there's a terrorist attack. And that was it. I ran out of there. I wanted no part of my ex because I couldn't stand him. But I have to say, I mean, he guided me through everything. We walked out of the courtroom and there were these planes flying all over. Now I'm thinking we're getting attacked because I don't know what to think. I'm hiding under park benches. It was crazy. And then the smoke started coming down because right across the river was the World Trade Center. So I couldn't breathe. It was crazy. I had a mask on my face. I remember all kinds of ashes, just ashes falling down. I'm like, what the hell? I remember getting on a bus, trying to get back to Brooklyn. The buses were packed, and I guess some people from the World Trade Center were actually on the bus. And I remember somebody having a radio and them saying that other places were bombed too, and hijackers, and I didn't know what to think. So I'll never forget that day. I remember for weeks we were just like stunned, not being able to speak, not being able to smile. My cousin Joanne worked for a very large company and she was actually the sole survivor of her company because she wanted to leave and everybody kept telling her, no, stay. And she's like, I'm out of here. And thankfully she left because she was the only one that survived. I don't know. It was just really bad. My husband went down to the site the next day and started helping. And Yeah, it was just really bad. And still, I mean, every day you go out, you have to be weary. You have to look at your surroundings because you never feel safe from that day. It's just, you never ever feel safe. So, I don't know. 12 years later and you still have to feel scared. That's pretty sad. But anyway, where were you on September 11th? And do you know anybody who perished? And, my heart goes out to everyone that perished that day and all the families who had to deal with personal death of their sons, their daughters, their grandchildren, their neighbors, friends, and it's just so sad. And that's it, guys. So I'm going to have my coffee now. I hope everybody has a good day, and that's it. Just reflect on this day, really. Bye, guys.